be doing the talk. So should be fun. Oh, that was faster than I thought. Hey, folks, thanks for tuning into the BAMF podcast. I'm your host, Mike Lafferty, here with Spencer from Bud Stuff Games. How you doing, Spencer?
I'm doing well, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Hey, it's a pleasure to have you. I beg your indulgence. I have to play this contractually mandated opening music. Just 1 second. There we go. And that little musical extravaganza, ladies and gentlemen, assures you this is a high production values podcast. Nothing sloppy here. This is only the finest, ethically sourced, farm-to-table geeky conversation for your podcast listening pleasure. Today, we're going back to the roots of the BAM podcast. Back in the old days, we focused exclusively on superhero games. And today, Spencer's going to tell us about We Can Be Heroes, the debut release from Bud Stuff Games. And I am going to be a mature professional and not make any jokes at all about the name of the company. Although I am tempted, but I'm not going to stoop that low.
Okay.
So
that's what it's there for, you know.
It's all good. Well, tell us. We were talking before the show, and I want to mention this before I get any further because I have a memory like a 50-year-old man. You've got some really amazing art for this game. It's all kind of a unique style. And as I was saying before the show, I've been covering superhero RPGs for a long time, and you guys have pulled off a neat trick where you've got a really fun and unique look to your book. And I mean, I love superhero RPGs. I've played a million of them, but a lot of them, there's a lot of monkey see, monkey do in the industry. What you guys have pulled off is you got something that's unique and cool and fun. If you're just listening to the show on iTunes, I urge you to go check us out on YouTube or Facebook because some of the art from the guy that what's your artist's name?
Max Bear.
You got to see this art, folks. It's cool. It's Gonzo's, a kind of a late 70s, early 80s, almost Mad Magazine kind of vibe to it. And Spencer, I'm going to stop talking now, and you can tell us some more about your art.
Oh, that's yeah. I mean, Max would be thrilled to hear you say that. Reminds you of Mad Magazine. So Max Bear, incredible illustrator. I've known him my entire life. Our dads actually played music together back in the college days and remained friends ever since. And I've just been, in total admiration of Max's ability to just make weird, wild art. I watched him draw superheroes for years and years and years, the 30 plus years I've known him. He's knocking everything out of the park. We give him superheroes and just say, go to work, man. And he crushes it. Yeah, there's the cover mock-up, and it is just a beautiful all-out melee.
Yeah, it really, really is. I am digging this. This is just a feast for the eyes. But let me see if I can successfully cycle through some of this other art that we've got here.
Yeah.
And there we go. Now this is cool as hell. I don't even. Why don't you describe this? Because I'm not.
Sure. Yeah, that's one of our flagship heroes, CC Dodger. She's a kid hero. Her grandpa, that's her grandpa's soul trapped in the bat. He's a museum curator and like a 1920s cursed baseball player was in the bat originally. They swapped places and now she fights crime with her grandpa's haunted bat. She
I love that story. That is great.
Yeah, it was one of our favorite to come up with. We got a few flagship heroes that we just got to get real creative with their backstory. Let's
talk about this guy with the big fist.
Yeah, that's we call him the Whomper. And both of these, CC Dodger and the Whomper, we have like pre-rolled characters for our demos that we do at conventions and game shops and stuff. Those two are two of our most popular that people select. But yeah, he's just he has the superpower Colossal Punch, and that's what he does. He goes in and punches real hard.
Cool. Is he a mutant? Is it magical power? Is he a part alien?
So we have the structure where you're choosing like an origin, and his origin would be born this way. So he was just born that way. So you could say he was a mutant. He's kind of got that gene in there, that just made him super special, give him that ability.
All right, cool. Let's move on to this next one. All right, wow, okay, this is cool. Tell me about this.
Oh yeah, that's Night Shift. So one of our developers, his name is Mike. as well. He came up with the idea. I want to do a video store clerk who works the night shift. She gets magical powers that allows her to phase people in and out of reality. So you can see her coat is actually modeled after those old VHS blank tapes, that same color pattern. So Max did that on purpose to kind of go with that theme of the overnight video store clerk.
Be kind, rewind. That's pretty cool. So when she phases them out of reality, where do they go?
That's a good question. We haven't really gotten that deep into it.
Okay.
This guy's just going into the sidewalk. So
okay.
Yeah.
Maybe the sidewalk, maybe the Phantom Zone, maybe in the Dirty Dancing from 1992, something like that.
Oh, that's a good Oh man, that's actually a good idea. Have them have enemies get transported to old 1980s and 1990s movies.
It could be fun. Let's see. Let me see if we can move to the next one. Okay. And I think we've done the full circuit now. So, all right, cool stuff. All right, let's talk about the URL before I forget to. tinyurl.com/WCB Heroes stands for We Can Be Heroes. tinyurl.com/WCB Heroes. Check it out now. Kickstarter launches 3 days from today. So actually 2 days and a couple hours. It's going to be big. They've got almost 600 followers so far. This looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I think you're going to want to get in on this early. But Spencer, tell me about the system you guys have working here.
Yeah, for sure. We're real excited about it. We basically wanted to play a superhero TTRPG, our D&D group. A few years ago, we looked at a ton of options, and there's so many good ones out there, but none of them were like exactly what I wanted. So of course, instead of just settling, I spent the next 2.5 years just designing a superhero game. And here we are. But yeah, so it's designed to be, fast, fun, explosive. It is a familiar system, like a D20 system, similar to D&D 5e, where you're able to roll for talent checks and attacks with your D20. Roll to hit, roll to succeed on talents and stuff. But we for combat, we use large zone axes, and we use action points. So we've got a set amount of actions that you can do, and each one costs a different amount of action points. So each turn is definitely different and tactical, while still remaining fast. You're not sitting there debating on what am I going to use my bonus action for? What am I going to use this action for? The action economy flows really nicely. And those big zones, those large zones, really lend themselves well to superhero action. I mean, you need your superhero to move around. You're counting on 5x5 squares. It gets tedious and
especially when you've got some of your powers with the sort of super speed. You need a lot of area. Super strength when you're throwing cars and buses around. Knockback, etc. You need to have some room just to accommodate the cinematic nature of superhero fights.
Yeah, honestly, I think the speedster power was where we were like, we can't do squares. We can't do 5x5 squares. We need more space, because this is just, I'm counting squares for 2 minutes out of my turn, and it's killing me.
Yeah, no, I understand completely. Whenever I run speedsters, I'm always like, all right, we're going to do theater of the mind for this stuff, because we can't get too tactical, because I would need 5 more maps just to show where your guy is, compared to the rest of the party. So
exactly,
that's cool stuff. So it's derived from 5e. Is that the fair way to describe the system?
Yeah, I'd say that is a fair way to describe it. Yeah. I think it differs from it enough where new players who are coming in from the most popular franchise in the industry will be able to pick it up very easily. We've had people who have never played a TTRPG before come in and just pick it up pretty seamlessly. The action points out, those actions, that helps so much.
It's always good to have a common ground people can start from. Just to talk art one more second. I love the picture here of the lady looking, picking out different superhero outfits.
Yeah, this is our favorite one, and I'm sure people have seen ads on Facebook and Instagram with this image, because it just is so it just speaks so perfectly to what the game's all about. When you choose you build your hero from the ground up, and this person's just choosing, what's my superpower today.
Oh, gotcha. Well, hey, let's talk about that because I perused your website, and while we're talking about it, let's mention it. Budstuffgames.com. You can go and check out the website, and you've got a wealth of material about We Could Be Heroes. You've got looks like actual plays. You talk about your design philosophy quite a bit on there. I saw the phrase "building your hero from the ground up" a few times. Can we talk a little bit about what that means?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, on the screenshot, this is going to be the building your hero section. So you can kind of see what building a hero looks like. So level 1, it's levels 1 through 20. Level 1, you're making a ton of choices. Like it's you're choosing your superpower. We break it off into superpower archetypes. You got strength, agility, intelligence. Of course, I'm going to forget a few. Particle manipulation, nature, and psychic and psionic. So you choose a ton of different powers from each one of those archetypes. And then that's like your basis. Like you've got a huge, big time superpower move you can do based on those. Superpower attacks always hit, which is really nice. We can talk about that a little bit too. But then at later levels, you're choosing an auxiliary power, which you're going to get a few of those like throughout your whole build. Those really round out your hero's abilities, allow them to do the cool, minor powers, minor abilities that some heroes have. And then your secondary power at level 3 is a huge thing. That's where level 3, you're like, okay, this is like a real superhero now. This isn't just like, Daredevil learning to fight early on. It's like, oh, Daredevil can now like dodge attacks and just, see the world on fire around him.
So you're kind of sort of stepping into your own once you get to level 4, right?
Yeah. So yeah, level 3 is like the stepping into your own. Level 4 and 5 are like, okay, now I'm like, now I'm a danger.
All right, cool. So maybe those first few levels are, Batman Year 1 territory, and then after that you're kind of okay. Fair enough.
Exactly.
That's pretty. Oh wow, look, more cool art here in the building your hero section. I'm not sure what's going on there with that arrow pointing to the sky, but that just looks cool as hell, Spencer. It really does.
Yeah, that's the level up illustration. So, in the leveling section, we've got we decided to pop that in there because it is incredible. Again, Max Bear just knocking it out of the park with that.
Yeah, you got a beautiful book, sir. All right, cool. So superhero attacks, superpower attacks always hit. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So we were, messing around with different mechanics. Like, all right, well, we're doing the roll to hit. The roll a d20, go against someone's defensive number. And with weapon attacks and gadget attacks and stuff, that was fine. But every time you use a superpower, you're also using a limited resource called Hero's Favor. And you use that and you miss. It was just, this isn't even fun anymore. So we're like, all right, well, how do we make it so a superpower, just you're using this limited resource, we gotta be able to hit, but it can't always be just this massive thing. So levels 1 through 9 use a d12 and then a superpower die, which is derived from whatever superpower you choose. Each one is different. And then a moxie modifier. So you roll the d12 and your superpower dice, and then add your moxie. And then there's your total damage for the thing. Your superpower also does other stuff, in combat when you use it. It always hits. And then levels 10 through 20, that d12 turns into a d20. We call that our target die.
Okay, that makes sense.
Big swing on damage. So, chances are you're going to hit pretty well. It's going to do a lot of damage, but, there's always a chance that you roll like crap and, but you're still getting something, right?
So you always hit, but it's going to be, maybe it's a lot of damage, maybe it's a little bit of damage depending on the circumstances. So
exactly, yeah.
All right, so it seemed like there were a lot of narrative elements in this game. Am I just from the promotional material? That was the vibe I got. Am I correct there? Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. So we wanted to find that balance between fun strategic combat and narrative gameplay too. Role playing is one of my favorite things about role-playing games. It's I like being goofy. I like having fun, getting serious when you need to be,
I'm right there with you. That's my preferred style too. Well, how do you guys do that? How do you incorporate narrative elements, into the game without them feeling, contact, bolted on after the fact? How does it feel, or how do you make it feel organic?
So we actually have a reputation system built in. It's called public merit. So while you're going through all these adventures that your game master's setting up, you're also building credibility and reputation with these different factions. There's like government, scientific community, the media, general popularity, that sort of thing. So then your game master has the ability to kind of shape your campaign however your heroes are kind of playing. It prevents people from being the dreaded murder hobo, and kind of keeps them on the path of heroics. There's also an underground one if you want to, be the the cool underground, the Punisher.
That's cool. Didn't the old Marvel, remember the old TSR Marvel superhero game? Didn't they have a reputation system or a karma system that was similar to that?
They do have something along those lines. Yeah. I've not played that game, but I do know that they had something like that.
I think I played it, 40 years ago. So I couldn't tell you. Times were different then. Everything was in black and white, and we had to pick onions and use them as currency. It was just a different time. But I'm really excited about this. I'd never heard of you guys before, but you look like a very slick, professional operation. And you've got, hundreds of people following your Kickstarter. How did you guys crack the code on promotion like that so quickly?
It's just kind of marketing. I've got a business development background for my professional career. And so I've just been, really working really, really hard to make sure that our marketing plans are in place. We've got a team of 6 guys, which helps out with, spending on ads and stuff. It's nice to have a big team that can work on so much stuff too. It's not just me, it's our whole squad just in there on day to day. Just, none of us are going to make a lot of money off of this, but we're having a really good time and we're happy to be doing it together.
I think that is the correct attitude to have for RPG publishing. You do it because you love it and you enjoy it, and any money you make, that's just kind of gravy.
Exactly. Yeah, we this is a huge passion of ours, and it's fun treating it like a business because it is. We want it to be sustainable. We want to be doing this for a long, long time. We want to keep the community. We want to build a community around this game. From the first playtest we did, it was just oh, this is actually super fun. We should do something with this.
So have you guys been playtesting just among your friend group? You guys been doing some conventions, maybe a mix of the two? How's that been working out?
Yeah. So we've gone to a few conventions, and then we've been going to local game shops too. We just did a really fun one at the Green Dragon Inn in Akron, Ohio. Most of us are from the Cleveland area. And it was great. We filled out 3 tables, and that was more of a demo than a play test. But we were, of course, taking detailed notes on any feedback people gave us. But then every week we play test online on Tuesday together, and then bring in friends, bring in others.
Oh, sweet. So you guys do you have a Twitch channel or a podcast we should mention?
No, nothing like that yet. Well, me and one of our guys, Smiley, we do a weekly show called We Can Talk Heroes.
Okay.
Complete lack of originality on the name, but
I'm running the Banff podcast. I can't throw any stones about originality, sir. So.
Love that name. The band. I'm guessing you got that from Nightcrawler, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, long before that was an acronym meaning something else. It was just Nightcrawler sound effect.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So let's say I'm listening to this podcast. I'm like, I like the cut of this guy's jib. I want to go see his podcast. How would I find that?
We have it on our YouTube channel. So just Bud Stuff Games on YouTube, and then we post it on our Instagram and our Facebook. Twitter feed, everything like that each week. It's just a quick 4-minute thing, just recapping superhero news from the previous week.
Okay.
Casting rumors and stuff.
Cool. Oh, what'd you think of the Deadpool trailer?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I was actually I forgot that we were supposed to film a late one for that, and I went to a Cavs game. Smiley hit me up. He's like, "We got to talk about the Deadpool trailer. What are you doing?" So I had to hop in my car in the middle of a parking garage and film that one. But yeah, oh my god, it looks so good. It looks great.
It really does. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, Wolverine in the yellow and blue costume, just inject it right into my veins.
I think we've been waiting decades to see that in the big screen, so that should be fun. At least I hope it'll be fun. All right, well, cool. Dude, this has been great talking to you. I promised you a short, fast, and fun podcast, and we're coming up on about 20 minutes right now. Any final thoughts before we wrap things up?
Just thanks for having me on. If you guys are out there listening, just please go to our Kickstarter page, pre-follow if you can. Then 20th we launch, and we are super excited, super nervous, super proud of what we've created. So thank you for having me on.
No, it's been a pleasure. And just to say it one more time, tinyurl.com/WCB Heroes takes you straight to Kickstarter page. If that's just way too many words, you don't want to mess with all that nonsense. Bud Stuff, BUD, as in David, stuffgames.com. That will take you there, and it's all kinds of information, actual play videos, and there's links to their blogs, their social media, and the Kickstarter page as well. So you can get it all. It's your one-stop fish drop. You can just go there and get it. So, Spencer, it's been a pleasure, sir. Hope to have you back on in the future, talk about this some more. And to everyone out there listening or watching, we'll catch you next time on the BAM Podcast.